Hello everyone and welcome to what's a bit of an anomaly as far as the videos we put on this channel go, because it's kind of a look back at a miniature game that no longer exists, that you cannot buy officially, you can't find the rules for officially, but if you look hard enough around eBay and anyone selling second hand, you can find a good deal on what I have managed to find, which is 3 miniatures from the failed Knight Models Marvel Universe miniature game. It existed, I think, in tandem with the first edition of Batman. I'm not 100% sure on that. Back in 2015-16? Actually, there might be a date on here. Oh, even further back than that, 2013. I think it ran for a year at least. Yeah, this model was sculpted in 2013, but it's copywritten up to 2014. 6 years ago now. And I'm not 100% sure why Knight Models either just stopped producing the Marvel miniatures or were forced to. I've heard rumours. I have a feeling that when the Marvel Cinematic Universe was getting exceptionally popular, which would have been around about that time, when it was getting really into it, like the first Avengers movie and whatnot. Well, the second, I guess, around about then. The license fee probably got exorbitantly high for a small Spanish company that hadn't really, by that point, focused on rules to play a miniature game. They just liked making miniatures. And these sculpts look very good to me. I had a look, like, you can't find any of the rules for these officially, but you can find, if you look hard enough, you can find some of the stat cards, and you can see some of the other miniatures that are like gold dust at this point. Like the Magneto model they had is amazing looking. But these are the 3 I managed to find for not overpriced. Some of the people trying to sell like the Venom miniature or the Hulkbuster miniature on eBay, they're looking for like £100. They are barking up the wrong tree. But we have Thor, Iron Man, Captain America. I will say the pose for Captain America here is so much better than the Atomic Mass Games Crisis Protocol Captain America pose. The armour is better on the Crisis Protocol model because it's more modern. This is his super classic costume, but that's personal preference. Iron Man 1, he looks a little bit too thin to me in terms of like the armour. The Thor one, that's basically identical to the pose that Atomic Mass Games are going for. So again, this is back in 2014, so they are in some kind of pewter metal. And while I'm going to open one to take a little look at kind of like the quality, what I'll probably do is flash up on the screen now a few of the character cards. They don't come with the character cards, I think. I shall confirm or deny that for you as I open one in the background. No, they don't. I believe the team boxes came with them, and also a quick version of the rules. But you'll see, if you're familiar with my battle reports in the DC miniature game, or just you're familiar with it in general, you'll see that they used the exact same format for the Marvel Universe as they did for the DC one. Batman's different, but for the DC one it's identical, which I thought was quite interesting. And as such, if I could find enough miniatures, I could actually do a Marvel versus DC match. Although I think the power scaling in the Marvel game is a little bit on the lower end compared to the DC one. There's not as many people who can chuck buildings at each other, for instance. But you can. It's also maybe a good indication of what you have access to if you purchase the Marvel licensing to produce miniatures. So it might be a good indication, rather, of what Atomic Mass Games is going to get in the future. Not saying for sure, just it might be. So there is X-Men miniatures, there's the Fantastic Four, Superior Spider-Man, Iron Patriot, Doctor Doom, you know, all those kind of things that hopefully we'll also see a brand new miniature in Crisis Protocol. But the stat cards, again, the play style of the game was identical to the DC one, which is it's a little bit basic, but it's fun. And again, they actually got through a lot of miniatures. Apparently a lot of them launched without rules. And I think their first attempt at a miniature game was a Spider-Man one. And then from that they went into the Marvel Universe at large. A year, 2 years, and then it was gone. Just everything removed from the website without a word, because Knight Models are very known for their lack of communication regarding things. And then it was just gone. All the rules, all the cards. Some miniatures released without cards, and then they were found and nestled in like a cave on the website for like Thanos and Loki and other miniatures that were like preview ones or special editions that maybe weren't necessarily meant to be used in the game. But I've shown off enough of the cards that I managed to dig up. Let's have a look at the actual miniature quality. So we're at a slight angle here, apologies for that, but the quality seems to me on par with how I remember the old 40k metal miniatures being. There's enough detail there to pick out. They're sturdy because they're metal. I've seen some of the old Knight models, metal miniatures, because Batman First Edition was metal. A few of the older DC ones in their range are metal as well. You can actually still find some online. But that was Captain America. His shield, it's got a little bit of trim needed there on the edge. Hopefully in focus, more or less. His head is tiny, so I'm not going to try and get that in focus, I apologise. The bases are, they're not even the Batman First Edition, which had like the dirt bumps. They're totally flat. Lack of detail there, but, you know, I guess it doesn't matter if they've got big bases. Thor is a chunky lad. And again, he's holding his hammer up, so his hammer would go there. The thing with metal was always getting smooth, like smooth finishes on the connecting lines, because it's metal and metal grates. But it doesn't seem too bad. The hand seems a little awkward, but the leg, yeah, like, seems okay. So the other reason I'm doing this is once I get a dumb idea in my head, it's very hard to get rid of. I'm trying to track down more of these super rare miniatures that aren't overly expensive for a dead game, just because for some reason that makes it appeal to me more. Iron Man, he has like a Spider-Man body, he's too thin. His armour should be a little bit bulky, in my opinion. That's the only downside to this one. I've tracked down a Cyclops that I should be getting. But I'm kind of putting out a call. If you're someone who was collecting this back when Knight Models released it, maybe you got a few games out of it, maybe you never even opened them. I'm interested in acquiring more miniatures from this dead game. Ideally still new in box, or at the very least unpainted, because I like painting my own stuff. But, or just in general, I'm interested in tracking down this dead game. I can't fully explain why, I feel the urge, and I love the idea, now that I've also found a copy of all the miniatures that were released in the Range's rules, of doing a Marvel vs DC, and do a few battles, like X-Men versus, I don't know, X-Men versus Justice League. So you can contact me privately if you have anything like that, or know somebody who does, and be offering a fair price, because I don't like those overpriced Hulkbusters online. They haven't shifted in about 6 months, at least. Unless it's one of the cheap Russian knockoff ones, which I am not interested in. You can let me know via comments and I can contact you privately, or you can contact me via PM on Twitter. If you're in the Discord, you can contact me there as well. I'm very interested, so I thought it'd be even if nothing comes of this, if I don't track down enough miniatures, that's fine. I just want to show off that I managed to find for a very acceptable price pretty good looking miniatures of a game with a very strange history that just overnight just went and it was gone. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much for doing so. A little short one today, and I'll see you in a couple of days for probably a battle report of some variety. Until then, ta for now.